demolition credited to an Abuja community. Senate bars Wike from demolishing structures in FCT. National Assembly to pass 2025 budget January as Tinubu submits proposal Tuesday. On the nation, government tampering with council funds, impeachable offense. Wike threatens revocation of defaulters' land. Governors embrace state police. Nnamdi Kanu likely for release soon. Benjamin Kalu raises hope. On Daily Independent, Senate asks Wike to stop further demolitions in FCT. 36 governors finally endorse a state police creation to address insecurity. Wike's FCT stalls final resolution on its creation. Federal government states to create history sites to boost culture, tourism. NAFDAC alerts on harmful Dickens amoxicillin capsules in circulation. Kano governor sacks chief of staff, drops SSG, reshuffles cabinet. INEC plans broader voter identity options to enhance electoral efficiency. Tampering with LG funds, impeachable offense. AGF warns governors.
All right, we'll begin with the New Telegraph. Electoral reforms. INEC to accept computer slip for accreditation on election day. Says with Beavers, exclusive use of voters' card as means of identification should be reviewed. Proposes early voting for poll workers. Tinubu presents 47.9 trillion naira 2025 budget to National Assembly. Senate orders stoppage of properties demolition in FCT. Japa police stop 10 young Nigerians from escaping to Libya. CAF Awards, Lukman Nnadiume make final in men's, women's categories. Fagumi to governors, tamper with LG funds, face impeachment. Governors back state police as NEC takes final decision in January. Nigeria to lose 37% of GDP to corruption by 2030. And straight to the Guardian, and the big story there is one on health. More men losing prostate cancer fight to hefty cost, late detection, and some information there about how deaths will increase to almost 700,000 amongst men, how daily drug care costs an average of 570,000 naira. It's submit proposals. Won't be distracted by second-term endorsement, Ekiti Governor. Tinubu presents 47.9 trillion naira 2025 budget to National Assembly on the 17th of December. INEC sets to review Beavers, proposes early diaspora voting. NIMET hosts second roundtable meeting on anticipatory action framework for Nigeria. And finally, from the Vanguard, 2026 World Cup qualification, a mountain too high for Super Eagles. My worst fears remain the players' attitude. That's according to former player Afe Babalola. Standard for inviting players now lowered. Another Nigerian player, Onazi. Coaches shouldn't neglect home-based players. That's according to Henry Wosu. NFF encourages indiscipline in Eagles camp, according to Vincent Eyama. Toru Akani wants Egwavon to continue. Ondo workers protest, lockout leaders over unpaid minimum wage. Defections, Labour Party heads to court. LG autonomy will jail officials helping governors divert allocations. That's according to the federal government. PVC should no longer be sole requirements for voting. That's according to INEC. Insecurity, governors endorse creation of state police. Pension assets to exceed 22 trillion naira by end of 2024. Okwama leaders, more stakeholders condemn death in army detention. Barrister, there's only one place I want to start.
Start from anywhere.
During the last elections in the US, we saw INEC present there as observers, and they said they had learned a lot from the elections. We also saw them recently claim that they inspired the Ghanaian electoral reforms that saw, surprisingly, the incumbent ousted by former presidents. Now we are seeing INEC talking about early diaspora voting, early voting for poll workers. Beavers shouldn't be required, PVC shouldn't be the only requirement. Beavers will be reviewed. And you know, the conspiracy theorist in me is thinking, have they gone to the US and seen a more advanced method of rigging, which is procedural rigging as against, because, you know, the question still remains in the American elections, how 2020 is such an anomaly that 20 million votes appeared from nowhere, and Joe Biden had 20 more million than he has had, than the Democrats have had in any other year, any other election year, that 20 million votes showed up around 4 a.m. And so the question now is it possible that, you know, INEC talking about diaspora voting? We've not sorted out local voting. They're talking about diaspora voting. I just want to get your views on INEC's sudden attempt at being a global standard arbiter, or let's say conductor of elections.
Well, I say the lesson learned from the United States taking. I don't actually know the type of lesson they have learned. But as to Ghana, they are having a kind of a prototype transformation which Ghana copied from them. That one is wrong. There's nothing Ghana copied from Nigeria. Right, Nigeria or the ordinaries would have copied from Ghana. I watched the INEC boss interview after the Ghanaian election. I was just ashamed of myself because this is somebody who has just messed up an election just last year. And coming to tell us that the prototype or whatever they have in Nigeria is what Ghana copied and had a good election. So you who thought Ghana couldn't have done a good election. And like you are saying, you now became a global umpire designer. So going over all over the world to learn or teach people how to conduct election. What are you going to teach people? Now, the issue of INEC, each time I try to retrospect on INEC as at 2023 election, it pains me a lot that that man is still walking freely in the streets of Nigeria. Because ordinary, in advanced climes, Mahmoud Yakubu should be behind bars. Up until now, Nnamdi Yakubu has not explained to us what is glitch that he had that refused him transmitting the presidential election from the voting point to the IRF, like the National Assembly election. They have not told anybody. They said they just had a technical glitch. So what type of glitch did you have? Up until now, nobody has explained it. And when eventually you felt you have done what you wanted to do manually, manipulated the elections in favor of the ruling president, now you now still opened the IRF to see people taking their baths as elections returned to the INEC from various polling units. And you went to Ghana and opened your mouth and said that Ghana have learned a lot from Nigeria, and because of that, the election was okay. See, this is a country where anything happens. You say anything you like and get away with it. I'm just being very frank with you.
I agree with that.
President Trump, I think it was 2020, was it 2020? His election of January 2020.
Yes.
Merely because he opened his mouth and said things that inspired his supporters to protest, take over the capital. Today, he's still facing trial from various angles, even though he has won the election again. Who would do that kind of thing in Nigeria? You see, African leaders don't even learn any lesson. The only person I still regret his demise is Yar'Adua. The only person who accepted before Nigerians, you might not be too young when he was fine. He said, I know that the process that brought me into power was flawed. And that was why Peter said, I am challenging the process, not even the outcome. I know that the process that brought me into power was flawed, and I will devote my time to electoral reform. He started all these electoral reforms, serious ones. Jonathan completed some. But even the ones Jonathan completed, the people who were to implement it also messed it up. Now tell me why Mahmoud, who could not conduct an off-season election in Edo, who could not conduct off-season, I think he's in Ondo State, and the mess he had in Imo State, he's telling people that any country like Ghana that has far gone beyond Nigeria in electoral reforms, he maybe has learned something, one or two things from Nigeria.
Barr Awforkansi, now we have to now bring it back to what Nnamdi mentioned, diaspora voting. And if you look at why INEC may be saying this, it's because of the contributions of people in diaspora to Nigeria, the Nigerian economy, which totals to a lot of money. We're looking at millions and millions of dollars annually contributions. You're also looking at the fact that INEC definitely wants to align itself with global best practices, so they don't want to be the sore thumb in the global community. But you are talking about Mahmoud Yakubu that is still walking free after conducting what may be referred to by you as elections that were not compatible with the standards that we hoped for. Now, what it tells people is that INEC may not be aware of how bad those elections were. The flaws that you speak of, they might not be aware, because if he could say that Ghana learned from Nigeria, then it means that they're completely unaware of the trouble the election had. Now, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu is saying that we have to, PVC should not be the sole, we don't need PVCs to go ahead with elections, that we can also get this automated or computer-generated slip to allow people vote, even in diaspora setting, which is what is done in the foreign climate. And I believe that INEC probably learned that when they traveled to observe the election. So, do you think that INEC, that Nigeria as a whole is ready for this kind of broader participation in voting? Because INEC is now seeking legal backing for IREP. It is proposing this computer-generated slips, but even, like you rightly said, transmitting the results to IREP during the 2023 elections was so difficult. So what do you think would happen if INEC truly carries out this diaspora voting proposal, and starts allowing Nigerians abroad to vote in Nigeria, whereas they can't even manage the simple technological advancements that they put in place? I don't even know whether to call it management, because we never even saw the impact of it. And then saying that they will start using computer-generated slips as opposed to PVCs alone. Okay.
Now you see, there's an Igbo adage that says a little child growing up who cannot call or pronounce na, cannot pronounce nana. You know, nana is grandfather. Nna is your father. If you cannot call papa, you cannot call papa. So if you cannot organize local elections effectively well, you now want to pull in people from diaspora and now continue the mess. You now want to blow yourself up to the international community to see how inefficient you are.
So let's harp on that, Barr Awforkansi. Now, INEC involving diaspora communities in the voting, what do you think would happen when or if the voting doesn't go as planned, if their votes at the end of the day do not count?
Exactly what has been happening will still happen. Because the people in diaspora cannot file a suit there in diaspora to challenge what has happened in Nigeria election. See, you don't even need to go to diaspora to learn digital voting. Learn from Nigerian Bar Association. We conducted an election just this year, early this year or thereabout. And the election, I voted in my bedroom with my phone. And as you vote, you see how your votes are adding up to your candidate. Everything was digitalized. Accepted there's no election in Nigeria, people will not say there is manipulation. But this one, the very moment I voted, I went, I cross-checked the result. There were other people coming in. I saw that maybe the last vote was maybe 1,000 so and so. Mine added and became 1,000 and so. As I was, the other people's own were added. So when Afamosi won, it was a clear win, because you will not have room to do that manipulation. Why not tell those people who designed the NBA website that made the NBA is a very amorphous organization. It is about, at least let me say, 0.5% of Nigerian population. But if you can do it effectively in NBA, what stops? Because if you have done it during the 2023 election, this issue of technical glitch couldn't have arisen. Because as you are voting, you are seeing the vote yourself. So the people in diaspora, if they now vote digitally, and the result had a glitch in Abuja, and you expect them to start demonstrating there, what they do is to expose the lapse in Nigerian electoral system to the international community.
That would be a total embarrassment.
That's what I'm saying. Those who never know, who never know how inefficient they were, we now know. It's not like what is happening in this young man's case. A lot of people did not know the book they call Criminal Justice in
Exactly.
No,
we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
So, because the thing has now been blown up,
okay.
It's advertised book.
Just to happen on that, Mr. Let's just talk about the simple solution that Mr. Awforkansi gave. The complexities of...
It's just before you get to that, I just want to ask you a question, because we're talking about this diaspora voting.
Correct.
We've had issues in Nigeria. It's not unique to Nigeria, where on the voters register we've seen people who have died since the Civil War.
Yeah.
We've seen people who don't exist. We see should be the same person votes 2-3 times. If we open diaspora voting, what are the chances that we will not have a miraculous
fake names
20 million votes for one candidate that will arrive at 3 a.m. and change the whole voting?
That's why I said, if you are going to introduce diaspora voting, it will not be the normal Nigerian voting system. It will be a digitalized voting. And digitalized voting has a code. And the code can only be used by a living human being. Whether it's a Nigerian or not, I don't know how they are going to control that one. But there must be a code number you have that will align you to your NIN. And that code number, once you click your NIN in the NBA voting portal, it will open. But you put in what we do that we include put in our Supreme Court registration number. There's a number that every lawyer existing in Nigeria has in the Supreme Court. Once you are called to the bar, once you click that, it will bring out your name. And if it brings out your name, you check your eligibility, whether you are eligible to vote or not. Eligibility means you are paid the normal practicing fee, which we pay annually. You click that, it shows you if you are eligible. Say you are eligible. Then it will now take you to the portal for candidates. You see the whole candidates. Then it will move you down to votes. You start casting your vote. After casting your vote, it will bring the vote for review. So that in the event you made a mistake, you can well correct it.
Yeah.
You now check it. There is a final submit. When you click the final submit, it transmits the votes to the candidates. You have not, you go about your normal business. Even while you are driving, you can park on the roadside and vote. So if you don't have PVC, if they want to use the PVC number or the NIN number, that NIN number will take you to the INEC portal. The INEC portal will now check your eligibility. So that having checked the eligibility will now drive you to the candidates. Now you vote. Now there's going to be a problem. The problem is not with diaspora voters, because everybody in diaspora voting knows how to vote digitally. We're not going to talk about the rural woman in the village who doesn't even have an Android phone. How is she going to vote if we are going to introduce digital voting? It was easy, MBA, because everyone was educated. So, but in that area where people are not educated, will somebody vote for you in that regard? Nigeria must have to accommodate manual voting, especially in areas where literacy rate is low. And 2, areas where there is a problem with network. But again, the network providers, you ask yourself, why is it that if you make international call, it doesn't break, it doesn't hang, and you finish your call, even if you want to make call for 1 hour, if they call you, it will continue going. But if I call you now, me and you sitting here, it will tell you that your phone is not available. When I know your phone is available, what stops, is it not the same corruption? What stops the service providers of the networks to make these things, because they are going to assist in any successful election? Yes. See, any same society that wants to move forward must learn how to organize credible elections. Because the government you don't organize credible, the next thing you see is anarchy.
Yes, anarchy indeed. But we are talking about complexities here.
Yes.
Because you're citing obvious solutions. You talked about the Nigeria Bar Association and how it was very simple to conduct elections. I've also seen brands, stage this kind of contest where people can vote from home.
Correct.
And you're counting the votes as they're happening. You're sharing the link and people are voting and you're seeing the impact. But don't you think that INEC and even other election bodies across should actually know about this solution? So why then are they avoiding it? Do you think that there are complexities that we may not be taking into account at this point? Complexities that would make such a system ineffective for conducting elections?
I have told you the complexities that may be anticipated. Lawyers work in INEC, all right? INEC has legal department. So, and those lawyers who work in INEC also voted during the MBA election. So they won't tell me they don't know. So they know. But the complexities, if they are avoiding, because it's what I have just explained now, because of literacy level in Nigeria, but there is a way out. if manual voting can be done, and the people who use the beavers machine still transmit, it is still digital.
Yeah.
And those are the simple that if my mother, who is an illiterate in the village, comes to vote and casts her vote, and the vote is recorded by the beavers and transmitted to the IRF, it is still digital voting. Yeah. So those who are educated enough to manipulate telephones and then vote with their phones online, they go ahead and do the same thing. So you don't. That's why I say they said PVC might not be the only criteria for voting.
They will give you a slip.
Fine, that is understandable. So they can just on that. But then again, they will have to criminalize some of the atrocities INEC commit in the course of elections from the National Assembly. That's where they have to start the job. They don't need to start the job from INEC. They start from National Assembly. Non-transmission from polling unit to IRF, because make it become a criminal offense. Yeah. Make it very punitive. Even if you want to give it 2 or 3 years jail sentence, let the monetary equivalent at the event of non-conviction become as high as about 10 to 6 million. Now, Naira has lost value. You either go to jail for 2 years if you don't transmit, or you pay 6 million Naira. So if you bring a copper who tries to transmit, and somebody pays him not to transmit or say that there's a glitch, tell me where the copper will see 6 million.
All right, thank you so much, Barr Awforkansi, for your input so far. But we'll take a quick break now. When we return, we'll delve straight into the topic of today, and of course that involves the Afe Babalola Dele Parotimi saga, which is something that has been trending on social media lately, and of course has dominated many discourses in the Nigerian and international space as it concerns freedom of speech and the right to protect one's reputation. The Afia Morning Show returns shortly. Do stay. Stand a chance to win an early Christmas surprise this year on the Afia Morning Show 12 Days of Christmas Special. How to win? Watch the Afia Morning Show on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, or on YouTube at Afia News and on Facebook at Afia TV. Listen closely to the anchors, guests, and correspondents. Watch out for the question of the day. Locate the live stream of the Afia Morning Show on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Afia News. Be the first to share your answer to the question in the comment section on YouTube. The winner will be announced during the next day's broadcast. The Afia Morning Show 12 Days of Christmas Special lasts from Friday the 12th of December 2024 to Tuesday the 24th of December 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Proudly supported by You're welcome back to the Afia Morning Show, and thank you for staying with us. We move on straight now to our discussions, and the question and topic that has made many Nigerians think and wonder this morning is, where does one draw the line, especially when we continue to have discussions about freedom of the press, but every new day we wake up with a new attempt to actually impede on that freedom, but other people still have concerns about whether one has the right to defend one's reputation regardless of the impact it would have on freedom of speech. We're going to be having all those conversations today. Now, we must understand that Dele Parotimi, a social commentator and author, made some accusations against Afe Babalola, a renowned lawyer and philanthropist, in his book. Now, Afe Babalola responded by suing Farotimi for defamation, leading to his arrest. Now, another thing that has sparked a lot of debate in Nigeria is the fact that the Labour Party candidate in the 2023 general elections went ahead to pay a visit to Afe Babalola. And many Nigerians have criticized it, saying that why would he go ahead to start begging someone who is clearly trying to, well, ridicule the idea of freedom of speech in Nigeria. On the other side, people are also wondering whether one has the right to defend his reputation, regardless of the impact it has on this cause that seems to continue to rear its head in this nation. Barr Awforkansi is still here with us, and we're excited to gain your input on this. What do you think about this debacle?
I think let me start from the visit of P2B before I go to, because that one is a longer discourse. See, in law, we say we have to apply the principle of ad authorem partem. What does it? It's a Latin word, meaning let the other man be heard. If you want to mediate over any matter and you don't hear the two parties, you can't give a valid judgment. P2B, when this debacle started, felt it's going to be just one of the things that can be watched over the table. But as the days, turned into weeks, it now became a national show, national show of shame. So he has to step in. First of all, he went to Afe Babalola. After seeing Afe, he went to the prison to see Dele. So he has spoken with the two people. He has not told us what they talked about. Even the spokesman who accompanied him simply said they have meaningful discussions. People now interpreted it to mean that he went to beg Afe Babalola. I don't see, Peter has not told us he went to beg anybody. So this begging is the input of Nigerians. Nigerians just added their own begging, their own stuff. Because Nigeria has that mentality of once you see two people walking in the street, two things start agitating your mind. What have they done, where they came from, or what are they going to do, where they are going, rather than trying to see them as two people walking in the street. So that on that area, I have not seen anything wrong with what Peter did. What he did was what he's supposed to do. Let him hear from the two parties and know how he's going to mediate. No case, every case, apart from serious felonies, can still be solved by arbitration or what you call mediation. So maybe he's trying, that one is a misdemeanor. A case of about 2 years or 3 years imprisonment is a misdemeanor. Defamation under crime in some states where it is a crime. In very many states of Nigeria, even there are 30 states, the way it is crime is not more than 2 or 3. So I don't even see any strong, only that they are trying to make mount out of a molehill. And most of these things border on pride. Why do I say I border on pride and ego? Afe could have just ignored Dele in that book.
Publication.
It is normal. He could have ignored him. And if he had ignored him, the penny could have swung against Dele. He might tell me, well, I saw one young man who wrote rubbish about me. Well, I think he's frustrated. Let me just leave him to his fate. People say, what is Afe saying? They will now go and say, Dele, why did you write this kind of thing against our father? Because he's not our father in legal practice. Now, but he wanted to kill a fly with a sledgehammer. And it began, there is a music.
Now broken the table.
Yes, there's a music. Ejaga said that the tortoise, the provincial tortoise, went and stole from his in-laws. And he was tied on the street and kept there. People who were going to the market saw the tortoise in the morning. I asked him, what did you do? He said he stole from his in-laws' house. He said, you're a crazy human being. Why should you go and steal from your in-law? They were coming back in the evening. Lo and behold, the tortoise was still there. And I asked the tortoise, what did you do again? He said, it is this theft I did in my in-laws' house. I said, tortoise-in-law, you are a sadist. So if the tortoise didn't stay from you, where will you stay from? Have you now seen the penny has shifted? So if in the morning, after the people have seen tortoise, the in-law has released the tortoise, it could have been now rumor. Tortoise went and stole from the in-law's house.
All right, just hold that thought. We'll take a quick break now. When we return, we'll continue to delve into this. I'm excited to know what Nnamdi has to say about this saga. The morning show returns shortly. Do stay. the chance to win an early Christmas surprise this year on the Afia Morning Show 12 Days of Christmas Special. How to win? Watch the Afia Morning Show on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17 or on YouTube at Afia News and on Facebook at Afia TV. Listen closely to the anchors, guests and correspondents. Watch out for the question of the day. Locate the live stream of the Afia Morning Show on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Afia News. Be the first to share your answer to the question in the comment section on YouTube. The winner will be announced during the next day's broadcast. The Afia Morning Show 12 Days of Christmas Special lasts from Friday the 12th of December 2024 to Tuesday the 24th of December 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Proudly supported by Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching the AM show 12 Days of Christmas Special, and we're still interrogating the Dele Parotimi Afe Babalola saga that has rocked the nation and issues concerning the LP candidate's visit to one of the parties.
I mean, you know, during the election, we must also remember that both Afe Babalola and Dele Parotimi leaned very heavily towards the candidacy of Peter Obi during the last election, both of them.
Correct.
So it's almost an internal, well, I say he's visiting to people who just last year were on the same side of the table.
Yeah.
And, you know, but this is now my question. And this thing of criminal defamation. Now, I'm not a lawyer, and I know that not every state in Nigeria has criminal defamation. Does Ekiti have criminal defamation?
It doesn't. If you check the charge that were brought before that magistrate, they were all on federal offenses.
And that's what the next question I will ask you, because Lagos doesn't have, Ekiti doesn't have.
Yes.
And Dele Parotimi was taken from Lagos to Ekiti.
Yes.
Now, so he was taken by the police, arrested for a civil matter, which first of all is wrong. The second one, I'm aware that there's legal precedence that the state attorney general, the state judge or attorney general cannot do the job of the federal.
That was I said. You see, the man was arraigned at the magistrate court on federal offenses. Despite the fact that the magistrate know they were federal offenses, he still remanded him. Now, the Inspector General hurriedly rushed to Federal High Court in Ekiti and now filed the federal charges where ordinarily should supposed to be filed. Maybe where in the federation it becomes a federal offense. Now he has to file it at the Federal High Court. Now there's this one pending at the Federal High Court. There's this other one pending at the Magistrate Court. And now some other person from our first chambers went to Abuja and filed a civil suit on the same subject matter. And lo and behold, our first chamber now wrote to Legal Practitioner Disciplinary Committee to now debar Dele from practicing law. Now, all this shenanigans going on here and there tends to paint the picture of what Dele said in the book as correct.
Because I'm going to say that you are accused in a book of being heavy-handed and manipulating the legal system to suit your private needs. And your way of attacking the issue is by being heavy-handed and manipulating the legal system.
That's what I'm saying. The man said he has ever manipulated the judiciary to his advantage. Now, he did this one concerning this very person. What he should have done first is what he did last. That petition to legal pressure at this point is an internal affair. He could, if he feel the man breached the conduct, the Legal Practitioners Act, if there's any breach of any of the sections, apply to our disciplinary committee. They are even more powerful than most of these things you are jumping from one magistrate to the other. Because they know what entails in our profession. And the law empowers them to control and discipline any lawyers. As a lawyer, you're not free to do whatever you like. You're not free to write whatever you like. So if they feel that the man has written something against a colleague, go to the disciplinary committee.
That can be proven untrue.
No, if you go there, and after all, there were times Ghani went also to the disciplinary committee.
We lost, there
was also a time Ghani filed an action against all the Supreme Court judges. They said they are not qualified. It was settled out of court because they said many of them went to London, did a 6-month program, went to blah, 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 and they came back and they became lawyers. That they are not qualified to sit as judges. He's filed that action, but the action was later withdrawn, and it was settled out of court. So these things are things that you can settle out of court, or even within the disciplinary committee, committee level of the NBA. But one good take I want people to take away from this very issue is that why I don't support anybody defaming any human being. I do believe that everything has its own procedure. In this office, there are hierarchies of officers, from the MD to the chief executive officer down to even the cleaners here. A cleaner here cannot just say, because he doesn't like the face of Nnamdi, he will not clean this place where we stay today. The cleaner must have to come and do her job. So everything, you don't need, because you are Nnamdi and said, if the cleaner comes, let me match on her head. You also don't need to do that. Everybody has respect. It's a reciprocal. So ordinarily, if I were to be a counsel or to be a partner in Afe Babalola chambers, I could have had a rethink in bundling the man from Lagos, where the purportedly offense was committed, to Ekiti, where the thing doesn't even form a crime itself, and then arraigning him before a magistrate that can remand him in prison, because the purpose was barely to send him to prison.
Yeah.
Now, when the High Court has given him bail, you also find out that the other warrant of the magistrate is still inchoate, it's still effective, because the magistrate has not given him bail. So he came to the prison on 2 warrants. The first warrant was the warrant of the magistrate court. The second warrant, honest should be the warrant of the Federal High Court. Yeah. But the Federal Court now gave him bail. He has cleared himself in that area. Now remaining that of the warrant of the magistrate.
So it almost looks as if the magistrate court is I'm not, but I mean, I like to, they say that if it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it might be a duck. If you are taking this man to the home state of Afe Babalola from Lagos, to the home state, and then to the wrong court, where a magistrate in the home state of Afe Babalola decides to remand him, does that not, doesn't that fishy?
In law, we also say res ipsa loquitur. This thing speaks for itself. You are a magistrate. Federal charges were preferred before you. No law says you cannot peruse the charges and tell the prosecutor, why do you bring this charge here? Yeah. Even our admission of criminal justice law of Enugu State, now the past magistrate, if I want, in the olden days in Enugu here, when it was the former criminal code of Enugu, if you want to deal with somebody, you can just go to call a charge of armed robbery or arson or rape or anything that you know is serious that magistrate cannot grant bail. Send the person to the magistrate court. Magistrate court will simply say, my hands are tied, we'll remand the person in prison. But the new ACJ now says no. If you bring a capital offense charge, magistrate should peruse the charge. He can call for the case file. Even you give it to the magistrate. She will look at your opinions and know whether the charge you prefer. If you not, you say send him back to the police. Go and prefer the charge that corresponds with his offense, not just merely to remand him in prison. Because a lot of people were being dumped into prison custody. The SCJ law, we copied from the federal. So the federal has their own. When Ibori was brought to Enugu here for the purposes of trial, James, I think, yes, not Ibori, but Igbedo, and the Federal High Court Enugu here. The man, there was a ruling they gave. The man didn't sit well with the ruling. He went to the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal says, if the offense is committed in Edo, take him to Federal High Court Edo. So why bring him to Enugu?
All right, let's talk about law enforcement too, because the actions of the law enforcement have also raised concerns. The swiftness with which they tracked him down from Ekiti to Lagos, whereas you still have people who have immense corrupt charges walking freely. So it has raised a lot of eyebrows and caused a lot of frustration among Nigerians. Your thoughts on the swiftness?
No, the swiftness about, you see, I don't even want to compare notes about people who have serious cases working for me.
The problem is Yaya Bello.
No, I know. Because if you know that means we have media tried Yaya Bello and convicted him. So the only thing is that do the right. That's what I said when I was comparing cleaners here with MD. So I said, if you know that it is that the law provides for you to bring somebody that is not violent without shackles, just, my friend, we want to see you in police. You just go there, answer the police. If you come, make your statement. After all, the same Dele has gone to area command somewhere in Lagos twice. They never put him in chains. They never arrested him. He have come there to make his statements. After making it, he will go. So tell me why Ekitinam became so overzealous that they should put him in shackles when he is not fighting them, they're not resisting arrest. So
I think Afe Babalola is just making a statement.
That's what I'm saying. You need to restrain somebody when the person is bad. So police, the swiftness, the police in Ekiti used in picking Dele from his office in Lagos to Ekiti State. I had wanted them to apply the same swiftness in rooting out Fulani men that have occupied virtually every forest in Yoruba land, and then decimating the farmers and making food very expensive. And then other special crimes that have been committed here and there in Ekiti. I have expected them to use the swiftness, but they didn't. So this one is somebody who wrote a book.
Yes.
This is a mental crime, intellectual crime, let us say. It's an intellectual criminalism.
Yeah. If it is a crime.
No, intellectual crime, let me put it that way. So somebody who committed intellectual crime, who sat down to write a book, publish a book, is the person you are putting in chains. Now somebody who decimating your citizens, kidnapping them, and butchering them here and there, you don't use the same swiftness.
No. Well, we're still going to come back to this. There are still so many issues. We've not yet addressed the balance between freedom of speech and...
I'm taking your questions.
We're still going to come to, yes, I will take, Nnamdi will probably handle that area. But I have great news right before we go on this quick break. Afia TV is now available on free TV. You can now watch Afia on channel 748 on free TV, and Afia is also available on the free TV app on iOS. It only requires registration via your email token. So try to catch up with Afia if you're watching free TV, and tell your friends about this. We'll go on a quick news break. When we return, more analysis on this controversial case. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Afia Morning Show, 12 Days of Christmas special. Don't forget, the game is not yet over. Pay attention to this show. Very shortly, we'll be dropping the question that may earn you a free gift this season. Follow the instructions on your screen and make sure that you participate. Just try it out. You'll be impressed by the time. We may be the one to win, and then you tell people that this is what Afia TV did for you this season. Moving on straight now back to our Afe Babalola saga, and Barr Awforkansi is still here. Our Enugu Santa Claus is here. Our Enugu Chief Santa.
Chief Santa.
I mean, we're talking of, gifts and happiness at this period. And I think one of the basic things, and we're talking about this of, basic human rights. Now, freedom of speech is something that both legal practitioners and media practitioners in particular take very seriously, because it's the will I say, the basis of what we do. No free speech, no journalism, no law, because you need free speech for those. Now, if there is no evidence that what Dele Farotimi is saying is wrong, is this not, one, gagging of him, and two, creating a chilling effect on others who may have things they want to write about and, expose? And is the police and the legal system not inadvertently helping to create a climb of, will I say, suppression when it comes to the right to free speech? Because even wrong speech, you have a right to any speech till it's illegal.
You see, the press is being muzzled in a lot of African nations. Nigeria is not even an exception. Free speech, accepted that your freedom stops at the apex of your labor's nose. But speech, if I say the NC, it's from the NC. It is speech we are talking about. Nobody has touched each other. Now, trying to criminalize free speech. The only thing, you see, but one thing people don't also understand is that even in defamation and libel, truth is a justification. It's a defense. If Dele feels what is alleged about Afe are correct, convince the court, look at the documents, this is what happened, this is what happened. Because so far, we've been hearing the version of Afe Babalola. The version of Dele we are hearing is only really his book. And he knows that this book might generate some controversy, because he said he's even waiting for the man to file his libel or defamation suit, even in the book. So I don't know whether any of you have read the book.
I've not been opportunity.
The court has not said, the court has not said you should not read the book. The court has not also said those who bought before should not buy it. They should not read it. The court said don't buy from the day the judgment was given. And if police sees it, anyway, I can confiscate it.
So if by chance the book happens to fall on me, I can read it.
No, if you have the book, you can read it.
I mean, it's raining the book now by Awforkansi, because as a result of Afe Babalola's actions, people are now even buying the book more. But Amazon, remember, they did not make as many sales as when the news went viral.
The police have a right, when there has been no judgment, to say people should not read the book?
You can't.
No, they didn't say people should not read the book. They said people should not buy the book.
Why? Do they have that right?
Yes, court, 2 days ago, the civil court, which everyone was telling him, gave an injunction restraining the publishers, Afia or his cronies, from selling, distributing, publishing the very book.
But why would they give an injunction when the evidence in it has not even been?
No, it was an interim injunction, 14 days interim injunction. Pending he extended it by saying pending the termination of the motion on notice, because there was a motion on notice filed.
I think, Barrister, to deviate a bit, the way we give injunctions in this country, right now we have a property developer that is, I won't say too much because of legal reasons, but it's even throwing injunctions at Afia for a documentary we've not released on land, on a land issue in Enugu State.
No, if it is something I've not released, injunction could lie, because injunction doesn't lie on completed acts. Once you have released it, you can't give you injunction again. No, you cannot give you injunction to stop you from.
But you don't even know what is in it. Can you give an injunction for a documentary you don't know what
Maybe you know what is in it.
We are very sure you don't.
No, maybe he has knowledge of what is in it.
We are very sure.
And then you now showed it to the court, and court gave you, first of all, has to be an interim injunction. If you have a reason why you should air it, you go back on the motion of notice and, ventilate it. Once you ventilate it and the court says you have no problem, got to go ahead and tell you to go ahead and air. Because there must be 2 motions for them to get that 14 days injunction. That one is ex parte, the one they need to serve you. They can grant to give you that one, but that one lifespan is 14 days.
I'm just giving you the example because I'm just giving the example because it seems as if whether you're in the press or you're in the legal profession or usually the press, there's always somebody using the court has supposed to become a weapon of those who have access to it. So now, this goes back to my days as a sports journalist when we used to have those Sunday night injunctions from the courts in Jos. I never understood that court in Jos that we used to sit on Sunday night. I will bring out an injunction against an NFF election on Sunday night, and it brings so much disrepute to the bar and the bench. But in recent times, the bench more than the bar has shown itself to be more, will I say, fallible. Nigerians still have some respect because we always still have the activist lawyer. The bar still has this respect, but the bench is losing so much credibility.
No, see, there's a lot of misconception by the ordinary man about, I won't use the word layman, but ordinary man about the issue of judges giving injunction. See, there are two types of, there are a lot of injunctions, Anton, Pillar, blah, blah, but then, the only important thing is that the one who understands is that there is injunction. Injunction is injunction. But the interim one goes with the one on notice. In law, you don't lay ambush. Expert application is ambush because you are not served, and then there's another against you. But that one doesn't last beyond 2 weeks. Any judge who extends it deliberately, then there must be something he's fishing for. Ordinarily, when he gives that injunction, he now tells the other person, prepare a motion on it, go and serve the other man. So if the man now comes and says the judge has turned out to be interlocutory, all right, or permanent, interlocutory can now mean until the case is closed, ended. But then the interim has a lifespan, which is defined by both law and rules. So that does not make a gullible judge not to be gullible, all right? Like we say, out of every 12, there is always a Judas.
Yes.
So if there are 24, 2 Judases.
Well, it's looking at
3
it now
Judases.
we're having 11 Judas and 1 disciple.
No, so there are still a lot of judges who are decent, who are disciplined, and who do the work.
All right, now let's circle back to this saga we're talking about. And people, of course, we have to look at all the sides. Based on the language of the book, I don't know how many of the excerpts that you've been able to read. You know, it's very matter of fact, it's very plain, and it's very raw. It is uncensored, it is straight to the point. If you go through those excerpts, you see how straight to the point it is. Now, people are questioning or asking if there are any questionable motivations behind Dele's publication. Do you think that there was some vested interest behind this publication that people should be concerned about?
Dele, for all I know about him, is a straightforward person who says the thing as it is. I still want Nigerians to give him a chance to ventilate himself as to proving what he wrote in that book. Let people not condemn him. Let also people not vilify Afe Babalola. Let's give them that chance to come to court, tell us why he said. You know, there are a lot of things that are springing up about Afe. I don't want to go to that area. But what I want to say is that if they are given chances to say their claim and Dele gives his defense, we will know whether what he's saying is true. And if it is true, definitely no judge will give him any, award him any damages in civil action nor convict him on criminal action. Because if I say, Nnamdi, what do you call it? I blame backup. I wear backup to program this morning, AM show. And I'm saying, no, I never did that. And there's a video, there's a picture. I said, no problem. If backup is a crime, let us go there. You will drag me to the court, and I come to the court, I tender my video, tender the clip, tender the pictures I have. And the simple question is, under Nnamdi, are you noticed? Take a look at this exhibit. Who is here? At least you should know your face. He says, it's my face. So in that aspect, I still saying he didn't wear the Ableba cap to AM show. So that's, let us allow them bring out those things he said that this man was using to corrupt or influence the judiciary. We know, see, the people don't also understand is that a lot of people who are judges also passed through Afe Babalola before they were appointed judges. Yeah. You must have to understand that. Whether Federal High Court judges or State High Court judges or Customary Court judges or even judges of Criminal Capital Territory. Because Afe, who has stayed over 60 years in legal practice, is not today. His age at the bar is almost the age of many of us, normal age of many of us who are now claiming to be old lawyers. So you see, under that people, even me as small as I am, at least I have known that about at least 1 or 2 magistrates and some customary court chairman has passed through my chambers. So they think of Afe with us since those days. When people, how many senior advocates are in his chambers?
Well, yeah, I mean,
there are close to 3 or 4.
Yeah, he was a household name. Him, FRS,
So,
when I was born.
Fine. So
I was born. They were legal luminaries at the time I was born.
People should not vilify the man, but if he uses that position of an elder statesman, as an elder lawyer, as whatever, to influence the judge, that is wrong. Because as I speak this, one or two of my juniors who became magistrates, I hardly appear in their court unless there are no juniors who carry the fight to their courts. Not that any law debars me, but for the fact that of decency, somebody will not say, because he was a junior before he became a magistrate, that is why he's giving a favorable judgment. And if he gives one against you, you say maybe he's afraid of the other party. So the best option is to stay clear. If I must have to do matter in their court, I send junior lawyers.
I know, you mentioned about giving Dele a chance. Yeah. There are two things that stand out if you look at the book. One is that Afe Babalola was not introduced as an antagonist or a villain of sorts. He basically came in from the Lawal Pedro issue. And Afe Babalola got, he became a character from the, when we started, we're talking about, the issue was Lawal Pedro actually. And then Afe Babalola's issue with Lawal Pedro. And then we go on from there. And then he also mentioned something in the book, which was that, talking about his principle, that he was not going to slander a man after his demise. That he was going to publish the book now. So if it was going to be challenged, let the man be alive to challenge it, so that the proteges of Afe Babalola will not say, oh, because the man is dead, he's not here to defend himself. And I think that already tells you that he has some evidence to challenge these arguments, for him to have actually said that himself.
Before you come in, Barr Awforkansi, and Nnamdi is absolutely correct. It paints a clear picture of, as a journalist, before you, or a writer, before you go ahead, make sure you have substantial evidence, because a lot of what Dele published was actually archival content, things that happened before, historic context. So it's very important, before you take that jump, to actually have enough documentation and the rest. You have to...
It would be worse than the person who just left. Now, I sent a text to the Commissioner of Police that I wanted to interview him. It is about the posting he's making now at Anti-Court. And I want that person he's posting there to be in his office when I will come. You see the link between what Dele wrote in his book and what I'm now doing with the Anti-Court issue. I want the man to be posted there. So that if anything, I'm going to say anything about him, both documented evidence and whatever, I will say it before him. So let him deny it. So that if you want to send him there, you will now say, so if anything happens there, you won't say Awforkansi did not tell you.
Yes.
You can be an activist in the Southeast here, and you see things going wrong. And he lived, if the man goes there and creates problem for the Commissioner of Police, and he sacks the old man from his job, what will the man say? Oh, if you could have told me. So it is better to tell somebody when he's alive, not when the person is dead. You say, oh, I could have told him this, because the other thing I was, no, what the man did, let Afe now prepare his defense, his accusations perfectly. Let Dele prepare his defense for the accusation.
But is this not medicine after death? I mean, Afia has already done what he wanted to do. What were alternative ways that he could have handled this before letting this get to the point that he's basically reliving what he was portrayed as in
Yes, the only area where Afe got it wrong was trying to whisk the man from Lagos to Ekiti and trying to arraign him on a federal charge that the magistrate had no jurisdiction. He knows those things better than me. So he knows he should not have told the prosecutor to arraign the man.
What could he have done instead?
So what he could have done instead is to, first of all, petition the man to the Legal Professional Disciplinary Committee. At the end of the day, let him file a civil suit and file a claim, slam a claim on Dele. If he succeeds, Dele will pay him. The Italian appeal okay his money. They say you can beat. And if I give him now a fine of 1 million naira, if he doesn't run away from this place, he will jump this table.
But then
because he knows his money.
Also ask Mr. Awforkansi, is defamation a criminal case?
It states it has both criminal and civil coloration. But in about 30 of the 36 states, I'm sure of this, it doesn't. It is civil. So you can, and that's pain. You see, the pain of sending Dele for a team, between the magistrate and closes there and says, let the heavens fall. Let me do the wrong thing. If Dele doesn't let him go and appear, sentence the man to 2 years. Then you know the man will not stay for 2 years. The correctional center keeps him there for about 8 months, and he comes out. He becomes a hero. If you want to decimate anything, ignore it. Obasanjo did it to, what is his name? The one that was doing Biafra before. What did that man say?
No,
Wazirike called for a seat at home. BBC called out of passenger. When I say which one is present, the Igbos are celebrating their New Year festival. He ignored Wazirike. So Wazirike called the second seat at home. Nobody obeyed him. But immediately Nnamdi called his own. Buhari clapped in detention. Nnamdi became a hero. If he comes out tomorrow now, they will celebrate him from the airport to his house. Yeah. So this is the mistake people make. There are some people you can ignore. That ignoring them makes it a bigger punishment for them. If Afia has ignored Dele could have been at the receiving end of this crisis now. But today, he's now the hero. Whenever he comes, he will raise up his hand with chains. Everybody will climb. Nigerians are behind him. Nigerians are behind him.
Yeah, we're behind him. So you know why we're behind him?
So that's the truth.
Because in Nigeria, I don't. The younger generation might not understand. But for those of us who live through military rules, the Ganifa Emis, Jolisa, Bakobas, you know, we grew up in a time where the activist lawyer was our only voice.
No, if you must be an activist and you have never smelled police detention, they are not an activist.
I mean, even we students used to, after your first arrest and detention, you walked different in school.
When this SARS now that you people decimated in 2020 or 2021 with SARS, I saw it in 2003, and I fought the first SARS that came here head on. I was kept in detention for over 4 days. The former OCSARs, they are now late. May God bless his soul. Because I told him, what we are doing, we are butchering people. This is not police work. You don't come to me and arrest me as a felon and tell me who are my friends. I tell them this is my friend. Natasha, what's her name? Natalia is my friend. And he'll call you. Are you a friend of Awforkansi? Say, yeah, on your leg. Is that how to do police work? Without even asking whether you did the crime, committed the crime with me. So I took it up. I went to the press. The man said, got arrest warrant for me and detained me. For the fact of for my clients, so not that I have any. So if you want to be an activist, you need to go to police detention. Yeah. Don't take it as your second home. So you see, the Nnadiume young man from Cross River Akwebo, the judge, even the chief judge of Cross River State Akwebo, now eventually sent the man to prison. He served the prison sentence and came out. Today he's a hero. He appears in all national TV here and there.
So social media, he posts, he goes viral.
The Afe, I still say it, Afe tried to, kill a fly, set a fly with a sledgehammer.
And broke his table.
And that is, at the end of the day, the table was broken. So he could have done, the first thing he could have done is what he was doing last.
All right. All right, thank you so much, Barr.
One question, just one question.
Yeah.
How do you think this situation is going to play out?
No, the way it's going to play out is that, first of all, the magistrate's matter, there might be an application there to strike out the matter for out of jurisdiction. If he refuses, they'll go and appeal. And appeal will stay overturned and tell them that to remove it because they are not jurisdiction. Then let's listen to the one he's going to do at the Federal High Court. Let's hear the evidence in both parties. And the one they are doing at the High Court of Federal Capital Territory, which is a civil matter, let us also hear that one. The way it's going to play out is that either way, in law, it is going to play out either way. Either that Dele is slammed with damages in the civil action, or he goes scot-free. And in the criminal action, if he's sentenced, he goes on appeal, and appeal quashes it, he still goes free. And again, if he goes free in all, he has a remedy in malicious prosecution against Afe Babalola. So that's why I say, if the tape eventually thought that because the JIR music possible I analyzed here earlier. So that's why I said he could have used the legal practitioner disciplinary committee to deal with this matter with finality.
All right, thank you so much, Barr Awforkansi, for joining us. I mean, it's always a pleasure to have you. We've just been, when the laugh is tickling you, the way you describe and give examples of things. Thank you, Barr Awforkansi.
I'm
happy that we're able to, follow up on this subject, and with someone like you, it's always doing amazing. I think you're Nnamdi's favorite.
Yes.
You say it, yes.
we are able to properly put soup next to the swallow and let the meal be complete.
This draw soup has reminded me. This draw soup has reminded me that our game is not
I'd like to taste that draw soup.
Yes, that draw soup is still piping hot. Don't forget to pay attention, because right after this break, we're going to be dropping the question that may earn you something special. Not me, it will, because we don't go back on our words. It will earn you something special this Christmas. So stay tuned. The question will come up after this break. But before we go, I would like us to take this quick report showing what the government is doing ahead of Yuletide. As you know, the New Haven Junction reconstruction has been causing a lot of gridlock, but now it appears that the road has been completed. Afia TV correspondent Obiwako Sochukwu visited the scene yesterday and has come back with reactions from Enugu State residents. The morning show returns shortly after this. Stay with us.
Residents of Enugu have expressed their gratitude to the state governor following the successful reconstruction of the New Haven Junction Road. They highlighted that the upgraded infrastructure has significantly alleviated traffic congestion in the area. The reconstruction project has not only expanded the road, making it wider and easy movement, but it has also enhanced the overall appearance of the state, giving it a modern feel. Residents are optimistic that these developments will contribute to smoother transit and a better quality of life in Enugu.
When I saw it as I got to New Haven just right now, I was like, what's really going on here? Am I in the right place? The place is looking so beautiful, like it's so wonderful. You know, it's now looking like I'm in Abuja. So it feels great. And I think the governor is really doing what he planned on doing. Tomorrow is actually here.
It's very wonderful. Like, the governor is really doing a great job. I have not seen such before. The works, not just here, all around the state, it has been wonderful. And his works has been massive over this short period of time. So I really commend the governor for doing such for us.
I'm made to Governor Dr. Peter Mba. In short, all the Zeka so no need ije ezukwu obodo Igbo. Mụ na akwado ije n'obodo mana nsi na anọrugo n'obodo Igbo already. So asị nka Chineke na gọzie ya. Ka nke ọ ga-emekwa ọzọ karịkwa nke a.
It's nice. It's a good development. At least there is space and the road is more wider now. I guess there are no more traffic. It's usually choked up. Like very, very choked up. Like, in fact, cars struggle to pass. They compress each other. So, but now there is enough space and it's wider. So I guess there are no more traffic.
It's wonderful. It's superb. This is what we expect to see in a big city like Enugu. We are so happy and delighted. At least we can park our cars without people getting to bash or scratch our cars or start shouting one way or the other. I'm so happy. I'm so excited about it. It's very good.
With reduced traffic congestion and an upgraded road that offers a more modern aesthetic, residents' positive response underscores the importance of such projects in fostering urban development and connectivity.
Stand a chance to win an early Christmas surprise this year on the Afia Morning Show 12 Days of Christmas Special. How to win? Watch the Afia Morning Show on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17 or on YouTube at Afia News and on Facebook at Afia TV. Listen closely to the anchors, guests and correspondents. Watch out for the question of the day. Locate the live stream of the Afia Morning Show on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Afia News. Be the first to share your answer to the question in the comment section on YouTube. The winner will be announced during the next day's broadcast. The Afia Morning Show 12 Days of Christmas Special lasts from Friday the 12th of December 2024 to Tuesday the 24th of December 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Proudly supported by
But why won't I be happy? Not just because it's festive season. It's moments of friendship and 60 million reasons to love. Small Pepe.
Babes, this dress is given.
Don't forget the earrings. Those are 2 reasons already.
The best reasons will make your heart beat faster. Come on! And make every laugh worth it. It's all about holding hands, sharing and enjoying happy times together.
Have more reasons to be happy with Naija dramas, football, and more smiles on DSTV this festive season. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Southeast Business and Investment Summit Group, in collaboration with Southeast Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, and Nnadiume Economic City Development (FZE), cordially invite the public to the maiden edition of Southeast Business and Investment Summit (SEBIS). Theme: Remaking Southeast as Economic Powerhouse. Attending will be global business leaders, entrepreneurs, institutions from across the world, key government officials, and leading members of the academia. From December 11th to 13th, 2024, at Amadi Event Center, Enugu, by 9 a.m. each day. Opening ceremony to be chaired by His Majesty Igwe Nemeka Achebe Abogidi, Obi of Onitsha. Summit speech to be delivered by Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General, World Trade Organization. Keynote speakers include Dr. Charles Odi, DG CEO Smedan, His Excellency Isaac Ken Parashina, Kenyan High Commissioner to Nigeria, His Excellency Dr. Jakaya Kikwete, former President of Tanzania, Senator Eninaya Baribe, founder, Made in Aba Trade Fair. Over 2,000 investors, 500 women in business, 500 youth entrepreneurs are expected to participate at this historic event. Sponsored by Enyimba Economic City, Lion Business Park, Sesima, Abuja Chambers, among others. United Nigeria Airlines is official airline of the summit. Be there and take advantage of this rare global opportunity. Signed, Dr. Ifedi Okwena, Executive Secretary, Chief Ben Oranusi, Chairman, LOC for SEBIS.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibe and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Unka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Join us on Ghana Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Afe TV, DSTV channel 254, and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome.
You're welcome back to the AM show, 12 Days of Christmas special. Now, it is so exciting that Christmas is just around the corner. We've already started our countdown to Christmas Eve and, of course, Christmas Day immediately after. But Abia State is not left out of the Yuletide preparations, as we're seeing the festive spirit gradually setting in Umuahia, the capital of Abia State, as residents gear up for the Christmas celebrations. With travel plans in full swing, concerns over transportation costs and road safety are shaping conversations this holiday season. Afia TV Bureau Chief in Abia State, Emmanuel Wazwe, has the full details on this.
It's a beautiful afternoon in Umuahia. Activities associated with the blissful spirit of the Yuletide are gaining momentum. Shops and markets bubble with wares displayed in utter anticipation for patronage. If nothing else, the presence of these beautiful items tells you that indeed Christmas is in the air. Against all odds, Deborah Binna will travel home.
There's not much preparation because mostly everything in the market is costly. So we're just there. No much preparation. Sure, why not? Definitely we'll go home. No matter the cost of fuel and all that, we must go home.
Fashion, including clothing and footwear, is one of the in things this season. But in all, contentment is key, says Chiwendo Wanoma.
We are just there preparing just to thank God for life and then enjoy whatever you have. Be contented with it, that's all. Because of transportation is very, very high. So because of it, I and my family will just stay back here with days. Maybe next Christmas we'll consider traveling. If you don't have the money, don't be pressured by anyone to travel because others are traveling, you want to join them and travel. No, it's not so.
As Chinwendo and her family would not be traveling due to the high cost of transportation, we focus our lens on this essential part of the season.
Let's go.
Carlo Bassi, a former senior bank official with a master's degree in banking and finance, is now in the transportation business.
What is happening now is that people are taking back goods to repair their baby houses, get their houses in order and all those things. That is essentially mostly what is happening now. But from next 2 weeks, then that is when it will pick up till it will run till the second week of January. And we, in preparation, every driver is trying to either service his car, then check the front, bring down the front wheel, check it very well whether it's okay, change tires because of the hot weather. the hotter the weather, the more the tire gets weak and weaker. You understand? So that is what is happening now.
But what's the transportation fare like at this time?
We have not started experiencing the flow of passengers from now. We are still collecting what we have been collecting for a very long time now, until we started seeing the flow of passenger. Maybe when you have excess passenger before you can increase price. For now, everything is still normal. It depends the park that you want to patronize. Like here, Ishigate here, 3,000 from Omaya to Afia. We do collect 3,000 from passenger from here to Afia. To 3,500 or as the case may be, it depends on the flow of passengers.
The law of demand and supply comes into play, says Carlo.
Okay, this mainly has to do with the forces of demand and supply. You understand? The demand then will be very, very high, and then the supply will be low. And you know, when demand is higher than supply, the prices will go up. And that is exactly what raises the prices, apart from fuel. Because during that time, so many drivers will go for charter, so many people, their vehicles may not be okay. You understand? Then the remaining ones who are going to take pack to pack may not be enough to service the influx of passengers. So that is what happens within that time.
The weeks ahead are expected to see an upsurge in the activities associated with the euphoric season. In Umuahia, Emmanuel Mwazwe reporting.
And thank you for that report, Emmanuel. You're welcome back to the AM show, 12 Days of Christmas Special. And this is the moment when we finally drop the question that could earn you something that will make you smile, laugh, or perhaps make someone else smile or laugh this season. And today's question is, listen closely and carefully. Are you ready? Should I go now?
Enjoy yourself. I mean, it's
okay. So clean your ears and listen to me. Today's question is, according to Barr Awforkansi, what was the first thing Afe Babalola should have done? According to Barrister Nnadiume Awforkansi, what is the first thing Afe Babalola should have done? To respond to this question first and stand a chance to win the prize for today, do also go to www.youtube.com/@Afia News and comment under this live stream. And if you're the first to comment, you may be walking away with a special gift.
To comment correctly.
To comment correctly?
Correctly.
It must be correct.
That's what you're going to say. I'm the first.
I'm the first.
Give me my prize.
Or I'm here for the comments. I'm here for the comments. You have to tell us the correct answer and be the first. So if you're watching this, head on there right now and stand a chance. Our very own Enugu Santa Claus, Nnamdi Chi Santa. What is the prize for today? The present.
You know, we have plenty of our people. So let me do lucky dip. Wait.
My heart is going to.
I'm trying to touch different. Wait, no. This one doesn't feel like it's ironed.
Nnamdi.
Sorry.
Please.
Okay. I picked one. No, wait, no, not that one. Okay. I'm so sorry. Wait. Okay, I picked one. I finally picked one.
Why did you drop it?
I'm dusting the others that are trying to cling to it.
Why are you dusting it?
No, two wanted to come out together.
Okay.
But we can only have one prize per day. And for today, the prize is... Oh. I'm sorry, but I just thought of my beard right now. Free. So, look, free hair treatment at Fuzo Airport. Now, I'm going to tell you. Now, sorry, I'm very sorry, but I know that you women, Christmas is here. For men with girlfriends, you want to take your girl to, get special hair treatment at a special place. Let me just tell you now, I'm going to be the first to comment because I've seen the opportunity I've been looking for to fresh up. Think about it. Am I allowed to compete?
I don't think you're allowed. You are not allowed.
Okay,
and definitely not for your
on that bombshell, since I'm not allowed to compete, fantastic hair treatment at Fuzo Airport. If you are, like many of my friends in Enugu, I'm not hitting on you, but if you are bald, like many of my friends, if you have a girlfriend that has lovely hair, you have a sister, you have a wife, even your mom, you can make Christmas special for somebody in this economy. Hair treatment that might have cost you an arm, a leg, and 2 months' salary. We are giving it to you like that. Like that. so that you can stunt into church on that crossover night, giving them.
And don't worry about it. You don't have to give Afia TV any credit. You don't have to. You can just say, oh, I got this for you. You know, you don't have to. But but if you feel like...
we have your back.
Yes,
it's what we do.
But at the same time, if you feel like you can give credit to us...
No, but I mean, if a guy is going to go through the trouble of watching the video and then putting the comments...
It's his.
You know, we'll have his back.
Yes.
Just tell us, babe, you're going to look different for Dirty December.
I like the energy. So let's go there. Go straight to the comment section at Afia News, search for this clip and drop the correct answer first. Away from that now, we head on straight to another thing that is getting us super excited this season, and that is Afia TV's end of the year event, My Enugu Story. And the theme of this year's event is Enugu of My Dreams, and lots of people have sent in photos, artworks, you know, videos and the rest, trying to transform this idea into what we can actually see, feel, and also judge. The judges have been very busy, and now, well, they might have come up with a verdict, but who better explain what's going on than Afia TV's brand manager and political correspondent?
Can I introduce?
Go ahead.
This person. We have in the studio one of the brand managers and Enugu story organizers, Chief Vera. Can I call you Chief?
Yeah, you can.
There's only one chief on set.
Chief. Why are you gay?
Oh, God. Nnadi. Wow. Wait.
She's meant to ask.
Wait.
No.
Just cut.
You should have known where I was going with this. You should have known.
I was going to have this conversation after this.
You should have known where I was going
but let's get to reality now, Nnadi. Let's get to reality. I was going to wait until after the show, but let's address this right now. What has gotten into you?
No.
What happened to you
It's
this
Christmas.
morning?
I'm jolly.
Did you drive down the New Haven? Did you drive down the New Haven Junction Road?
See, look.
Was it too breezy?
It's the season. It's the season. We have to be jolly. And look, we have a special guest, and what better way to welcome a special guest?
Can you stop saying happiness in different ways?
Than asking.
Can you stop saying happiness in different ways?
Like what? Like joy? Gay?
No.
Look, I had been waiting to do that for a long time on set, to ask somebody that question. I've been waiting for that moment. And what's better moment than now? Because, look, and let me call it pre-blackmail, because I'm literally booking my food down for Saturday.
Oh.
My Enugu story, good morning, good to have you here. I booked my food down for Saturday. There's going to be food there, by the way.
I hope so, because I'm already thinking of it.
But that's all ceremonious. Welcome. There's no food for you.
Please, this was not ceremonious. Let's have the drums. Oh yeah, let's have the drums. Well, welcome so much, our brand manager Vera Chidima. Thank you for making our time to be here this morning.
Thank you.
So, Enugu story is tomorrow.
Yes.
I see you're already. It's happening, right?
Yeah,
and your shoulders have been muzzled up. We've muzzled. So tell us about the preparations. So far so good. It's been going on well.
Like you said, the judges have, they've gone through the entries, they've made their verdicts, and tomorrow everything will be unveiled. And, there's a lot of preparations going on there. And I must have to say, the economy sort of, is trying to have an effect on us, but we are muzzling back. We are muzzling back. We are muzzling back.
Maybe we should help them win a prize. Maybe we should help them win a prize so that they can have. Should we give one of our tourists or Christmas gifts? Who knows? It might be free lunch for everybody.
No. We wouldn't interfere. But regardless of what's going on, we are making good plans for people.
Yeah.
We're expecting a lot of dignitaries, the contestants, friends and well-wishers of Afia TV and Afia Radio. Everyone is invited. Let's make merry.
So what are the entries like this year? Every year, like I know last year, the literature people really came to the park. The year before that, I know the video people really. Every year there's one category where there's more intense competition than the others. So this year, I know we have the photography and art, we have the videographers, we have the literature, then People's Choice. So this year, of the three contestable categories, which one would you say has the most competition within that field?
I'll say literature.
Again?
Yes.
Wow, they're the people that are the ones taking it seriously.
Yes.
Where are videographers that are photographers that are artists?
I don't know what they are waiting for. There were a few entries from the photography category. There were also a few entries from the video board. more than 60% of the total entries were literature, were articles from, different people, and it's overwhelming.
So does that mean that it seems as if, so the trend is like, it seems as if more people want to write about, because I remember even last 2 years, there was the issue where people were, even after sending their pictures, accompanied it with a long write-up that we did. This was 2 years ago. We didn't know whether to put them in literature or put them in a photograph.
It still happened this year. So the judges were, I know at some point they will call me like, can you please explain where to categorize this? Because there is a picture there, and then there is a long article. So are we categorizing this as article or writing? So I think people are leaning more towards writing. Maybe, I don't know what the trend is or what may have caused it, but there are a lot of people writing, trying to express their ideas. And I think the theme for this year must have influenced that. It's futuristic. So people might not want to, they're trying to play it safe. It's safer to write out your futuristic idea than to bring it to life with video or article or picture. So I think, the safest option would be to write as opposed to making a video. Because if you're making a video, it has to look futuristic. And if you don't have the tools and, gears to make that happen, you might just say, let me run to
whatever happened to creativity?
That is the question that we'll ask tomorrow.
I mean, that really explains a lot, because when there's that saying, you don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know, right? My mind just like, oh, that's true. This is a futuristic edition, so people are more likely to write what they want because you can't really capture it here. But then drawing could have also provided that opportunity.
Yes, I was really hoping that the artists would
come into this.
Yes. I was really rooting that artists would blow minds, but what I saw, I wasn't impressed. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't impressed. And for the writers to be more, less artists. I mean, the videographers, I could give them pass mark, they don't have a lot of the apparatus, but in the age of AI, you could do a lot of things, but they didn't consider that. Then everybody went to writing. So, but it is what it is.
All right, so what exactly were you not impressed about?
The fact that the artists did not take the opportunity to express themselves. They could have done better.
Done much better. Yeah. Now, people will be listening to this interview, watching it and wondering, why should Enugu story matter to me? It's Afia's end of the year event. Why should people, anticipate watching it on TV, even if they cannot be there? And those people that decide to come, why should they come? Why should it matter to them? Why should they offer us their support?
Their support. Okay. It's not just Afia's end of the year event. It's a celebration of excellence. It's a celebration of the city, because it's my Enugu story. So we are telling stories of Enugu. So if you're wondering why you should be there to celebrate the city where you live in. You should be able to celebrate the state if you are from Enugu. I mean, if you hail from here. And you should also be there to celebrate these creatives. I mean, they've done their best. So it's also good that you should come to show their support and, show them that they have somebody and you truly care. So it's not just about Afia's end of the year party. It's a communal thing, and we're inviting the community members to be a part of it.
So would you say that there were more entries this year or less?
Compared to other editions?
Yeah.
Less.
I mean, is that across board, or is there any category? I mean, I think literature might still have a lot of people, but, why I ask this is because I remember last 2 years, it's almost as if 3 times a day there was a new update of another contestant.
Yes.
So, I mean, are people feeling the economic crunch that they don't understand what 300,000 naira is? That you're not even willing to try 300,000 naira?
I think for me, I would say this. I would attribute it to brain rot. It's not about economics right now. No matter what, I mean, this should be the year people should be out there to, compete for the money.
Are you sure they've not all jackpot? All the people who could have competed might be abroad.
That is because I know a handful of them that are no longer in Nigeria. I mean, these are people who would ordinarily, put in entries and then, I mean, a lot of people are getting, I think the younger ones feel that they're getting more laid back. Instead of putting on their thinking cap, they just feel like, anything that will stress them, that will take them out of their comfort zone, they would rather not do that. So that's what we are experiencing. And I say this because even looking at the quality of entries we've gotten this year, it wasn't standard. It wasn't up to, to the expectation, because we wanted something, because before now, judges had a tough time deciding the best. They could have ties and then have to call in tiebreakers like this, and this, but now it was almost as though they were sleeping. It wasn't. So I really expected a lot better from the contestants, but I mean, they've done their best.
But at least on that day, we'll be there to see the best.
The best.
At least, thank you for doing the work of removing the other options so that we only get to see the best. But you know, I want to appeal to
you just refer to someone's son, daughter, nephew, or niece as the other one.
The rest, yes.
The rest.
But I mean, look, I'm a big fan of merit. I don't believe we should just give things to people just because. And I know that there's a lot of creativity in Enugu. I say this because you go out and you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, there I see people who are making T-shirts. I see people. So I know that there are people who are painting, and almost there are so many home galleries in this town. There's an art, and that's what's surprising about the art category, because it's almost like 1 in 5 families has an artist of renown. You know, so it's really, you know, worrying. But I think a lack of interests. My plan. I think I want to appeal to Enugu people. You know, take opportunities. I mean, 300,000 is nothing to sneeze at. If you give me 300,000 now, I'll spend the weekend. Well, but that's another story for another day. Yeah. You know, but thank you so much for coming.
Yes, and
even though you said I would not have food.
Yeah, no, there has to be food, and there has to be, I mean, let's not get ourselves hungry.
I see. I'm not talking about the rest now.
Yes.
Tell me.
Or the other one.
Not
the rest.
Me.
The rest.
Plus, all of you are the rest. Talking of me.
The wheat from the chaff.
Me.
Okay, Vera. Now this event is tomorrow. Time, place, logistics.
Time is 3 p.m. Red carpet starts 3 p.m. Event starts 4. So we want people who come in, have fun, and be able to go home early.
So, everybody
so my dear Enugu people, 4 p.m. is not 9 p.m. 4 p.m. is 4 p.m.
Very important. Very important.
I'm sorry, but there's something about Enugu that it's like when they see invitations, automatically they first add 2 hours.
Yeah.
Then
unconsciously.
Is that 2 hours that they've added? That is when they have their bath and leave their house.
Start preparing.
You know, I saw something happen the other day. An event organizer was saying, where you guys? I said, who did there already? I know if they sit down, make this person enter, make me sit. Really? I'm like, what? You're all buying the same ticket. What's really going on? But it is what it is. It is what it is.
So this is to reiterate that time starts at 4 p.m. The event starts at 4 p.m. Please do not add 2 hours and come by 6 because...
Food will finish at 5. 7 will start at 4. And feeding will stop at 5. To come after 5, nothing. Let me just put
nothing for
so like don't come early.
All right, thank you so much, Vera, for joining us this morning. And yet again, we have to remind you that this is fantastic news. Afia TV is now on free TV. You can catch Afia TV on channel 748 on free TV. You have to just download it. You can even go to your iOS and download it, and of course also catch Afia TV there on free TV app on iOS. It only requires registration via an email token. You can see our morning show already streaming on free TV. So yes, take advantage of that, and kudos to free TV for this.
And I hope the people also notice that was the moment when the answer to the question was in the video.
That is
very coincidentally.
The light bulb. The light bulb.
Go and watch the video.
Go and watch the video. Go straight to Afia News on YouTube. Check for this AM show stream and comment the correct answer.
Unless,
first.
of course, while you are watching the show, you heard it. Then you can rush to the stream and just drop it immediately.
Exactly.
You win yourself.
Exactly.
Because he said it about 2 or 3.
Yes.
Or 4 times.
4 times. All right, Nnadi. I think they've had enough now.
I want somebody to take. I want somebody to take their mom to take their mom for hair treatment. Sit down with their mom, you know, buy like cold Capri-Sun and just chill with mom. See all day out doing her hair.
Mommy's boy.
Proper.
Nnadi loves.
Proper.
All right, we have to round up the show. The cameraman is currently kneeling behind my camera, telling me that the show is over. Samuel, you can get up now. Get up now. All right, thank you so much for joining the Afia Morning Show this Friday edition, and stay tuned to the Afia Morning Weekend Show for the winner. If you have won already in, well, let's say your dreams, Vera, this mind-boggling thing. If you've won already, well, good for you. We'll check this out after the show and find out who actually commented first and correctly. So head on straight to the YouTube stream and comment the correct answer and stand a chance to win free hair treatment at Fuzo Airport. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, you have to be based in Enugu State. That's the only condition, I think. You must be based here in Enugu, or maybe planning to come back to Enugu today, because it's supposed to be going anytime from now. My name is Nnadiume.
I'm Nnadiume Awforkansi. See you tomorrow evening at my Enugu story.
Bye for now.
Welcome to the latest and most